Hey partners, it's Raul from Respect the Roast, and today we're going to be talking about iced coffee. Right here in Florida, it's starting to get really hot. Something we love to suggest to our customers is iced coffee. So let's get started. The first one we're going to talk about is our traditional iced coffee blend. And funny enough, before I came to Starbucks, I wasn't a huge fan of iced coffee, and this guy is really what turned me on to it. So one of the great things about it is that it comes from two different regions that I love. Africa, and you have Latin America. And what does that look like, or taste like rather, in the cup? Well, you get those sweet, sort of fruity, tangy, citrusy notes from Africa, but then you also get those caramel, kind of like cola undertones. Really great, really refreshing, and great suggestion. In addition, super fun, super easy to make, right? If it's black, you just pour it up to your line, come over and add your ice, and you are ready to go, right? Ready to drink it. And again, super refreshing. When you drink it, the first thing I notice is sort of that citrus right on the top of my palate. More than anything, that's what hits me, is those sort of grapefruit, tangy notes. And it reminds me kind of like when you go to a restaurant and you want to get water and you want to add on or spice it up with like a lemon or a lime wedge. That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm getting this refreshing drink with that lime wedge. It's really nice. So, great suggestion. Next up is going to be the cold brew. Cold brew is relatively new, right? We launched this last year, but it's super popular. Why? Well, part of me thinks it has to do with the ambiance. And I mean that because we steep it in water for 20 hours, in ambient water. And what does that do? Well, instead of relying on heat to extract that coffee, you're relying on time. And that time draws out this sort of sweet, smooth, silky mouthfeel. But in addition, you're still getting that sort of tang as well. Again, you're still getting those two regions. So you have Africa, you have Latin America. But I think more present than perhaps in the traditional iced coffee, you're definitely getting those tangy, citrusy notes from Africa. To make it, again, pretty easy, right? We just pour in and we're cutting it. So we're pouring to our first line. And then up to our top line. And in our ice. And that's it, right? Cold brew iced coffee. And in terms of tasting it, well, more so than the traditional iced coffee, the first thing that hits me is that mouthfeel, that really silky, just really nice, smooth feeling I get when I'm drinking it. And then after that, I start to get those citrus flavors, those African notes in there. And it's super complex. That's what I love to tell customers. When you're drinking it, just try and pick out certain flavors, because I feel like there's so many in there, and it's great to pair this with things, right? Bring out some fruit, bring out some orange, or some lemon, or grapefruit, and try it with that. It's a great pairing and a great thing to do with customers, right? They'll love it. The last one I would suggest or recommend, of course, is the iced Americano. Now I'm not gonna make it, but I will say that when you're going for iced coffee and someone's talking you through, or a customer wants to know about them, I refer to the iced Americano as kind of like the dark brother, right? It's kind of like this roastier, it's still refreshing, but it's just nice. You get those espresso notes more so than you do in these guys here in that iced Americano. So definitely play with it. Maybe you have some fun with your partners, right? Get together, try them all three, do blind taste tests. I love doing that, and see which one you favor the most. But overall, remember, it's about to get hot. It's that time of year, so start suggesting to customers. Get them used to it. The last thing I'll talk about is that coming soon, we're going to be able to brew this coffee at home, the cold brew. So start to think about that moving forward this year. What will that look like, right? Having those home brew kits, what kind of experiments can we do? Fun coffee tastings, get ready. I'm excited, you should be too. And again, thank you for joining us on Respect the Roast. If you like us, subscribe, and if you have any questions, comments, or maybe some video you'd like to see posted, let us know about it, alright? Thanks, guys.